10 years together and she cheated. It was a normal Thursday afternoon. I had just gotten home from work, showered, and was laying in bed next to my wife decompressing from the day. She had to work soon, she had to start getting ready. She got up from the bed and went into our master bathroom. I go back to scrolling through TikTok and get a random number text me. Is this my name? I reply yes, and another question, is this my first name and last name? I reply back yes. They reply back that they're sorry to regret to inform me, but my wife had cheated on me and they had the text to prove it. He sent me screenshots of multiple texts where my wife is talking about how she had created a little monster because now her co-worker can't keep his hands off her. She said she would never sleep with a co-worker, especially one who was married, but oops, this is some random guy she is texting basically bragging about her affair. She ends up telling the guy she's texting that if had lived closer she would have considered giving him some. So of course I'm devastated. We had married for 9 years, together for 10. We have 3 wonderful kids together and had built up an entire life. I start breaking down, and become an emotional mess. Once I finally caught breath, I decided to confront her right then. I calmly asked her outside and confront her. She immediately denies it. I'm crazy, she would never do that. I tell her that I have proof and that it's time to come clean. She has a certain look when you catch her in a big lie, and she was wearing it like a left mask at this point. From the text I have got, there was the one physical affair and the one SXD sent to the other guy. That is all she has admitted to, but I would rather have confessions than her admitting stuff to me. How many other affairs could there be that she's too ashamed to tell me about? I've always told myself and have even told her that infidelity was unforgivable. That I would kick her to the side of the road in a heartbeat. Now I'm in this situation, I find it so much more difficult than I could have imagined. She's my wife, and my vows meant something to me. If I knew she was sincerely sorry and that I would never happen again, I'd forgive her. But now that trust is broken, I can't believe a word she says. I told myself I would make a decision until marriage counseling. But just because it's better for the kids and what my heart wants, reconciling may not be the best answer. How can someone who says they love you go out and do something like this? She has done everything I've asked of her so far, but I don't know if that will ever be enough. Unlike her, I cannot throw away my spouse that easily. I've been very selective of who I've told in case I decide to stay with her. My family already dislikes her a little bit, and this would send them over the edge. But okay, the same token, I feel like it's a big secret that I have to keep, and I should be able to yell it from my rooftop. I'm so confused and have so many different emotions right now that I don't know what feeling is the right one to have. I'm writing this, I guess, to vent or to get advice. I know no one can or should make this decision for me, but I need all the help I can sorting these emotions as possible. Thanks in advance. Redditor's reactions and another Redditor story 2 after. Redditor 1, unless she is truly open with you about what happened, do not work on reconciliation at all. Just work on divorce. It shouldn't be up to you to have to fix this. She should have to do all the heavy lifting, and the first part of that is being honest. Without that, there is no point. Answer: she's admitted to everything I have proof for, but the things I don't know about, that's the issue. I can't trust her to say there's nothing else that happened. But I do appreciate the kind words. My life seems to be one tragedy after another, so I'm afraid of just making this another casual tragedy for me. Redditor 2, first, hire an attorney, and file for divorce. Have her served at work. When she gets home, implement the 180 and grey rock strategies on her. Have your kids' DNA tested to verify they are in fact yours. Get an STD test and leave out the pamphlets for this. Let her know you are doing this. If any of them are not, you will divorce her and sue her for fraud. On the day she is getting served, call her parents, thank them for letting you into their lives and let them know you are getting a divorce due to her infidelity. Name the guy, and if multiple, say all of their names. Call her siblings and let your family know. Build up a support group of friends and family. If you know who the co-worker is, then send up a singing telegram and have her served at the same time, singing about her affair with a co-worker. Naming the co-worker? This way she becomes the office gossip. Next, you need to exercise, eat right and drink plenty of water, get into some hobbies, and get some self-help books. Take care of your children, and take care of yourself. If she is begging and wants to work things out, do the following: have your attorney draw up post-nuptial agreement. That if she cheats again, she will pay a specified sum over a specified period of time in alimony. She will remove and delete all social media apps, and any for work. You control the passwords and usernames. None on her phone. She will install a keylogger and tracker apps. She will come directly home from work, and she will not go with any of her friends in girls' nights out. This is until trust is rebuilt. Lastly, she needs to go to individual counseling to understand why she cheated on you. At some point, you should be invited in to discuss her progress, and ensure she is dealing with her infidelity. Do not sway from any of this regardless of whether you want to stay with her or not. Do what I said here. Going to marriage counseling is a waste of time. If she is remorseful, she will want to do all of this and not balk at it. Redditor follow-up, op. Don't do any of this before you speak to your attorney. Judges hate these type of responses and they make you look really bad. Here is my story. When I found out that my ex was cheating, I prepared to blow up her world. She started telling our friends that we were getting divorced because I cheated on her, was physically abusive and gave her STDs. Everything she said was a lie, and I had texts, emails, audio and video recordings of her cheating, threatening to make up more lies if I didn't agree to her spousal support demands. My attorney recommended against me responding to anything because it would probably go against me later in court. She even threatened to hurt herself, cause bruises on her body, and then report to the police that I had beaten her if I didn't agree to give her the newer car and keep making payments. I gave everything to my attorney and he told me to ignore it but keep the messages on my phone if she went through with her threat. I hated the wait. Everyone believed what she said. Since I was not responding publicly, most of our friends turned their backs on me. At the hearing, she spouted her lies while we presented our evidence. The judge took the case under advisement. I didn't understand what that meant, and my attorney told me he had never heard of a judge actually decided on not making an immediate ruling but was going to study everything presented and provide a written decision when he was ready. 2 weeks later, my attorney called me and told me to blow up her world. Everything, and I mean absolutely everything, went my way. I told everybody, even the paperboy. She told everyone all her lies, and in one message she sent to me threatened to contact the police and tell them that I called her to the house, upped multiple times, beat her, and wouldn't let her leave. I showed that along with all the other videos of her cheating, videos of her assaulting me, all the audio and video recordings, emails, texts, and her communication to her family, her friends, our friends, her work, because she told them I might try to kill her, so their security tackled me in a hallway because they thought I was a legitimate threat, and my work because of the problems she caused there. Our friends all dumped her, but I never associated with them again because they were never really friends. By following her social media, I learned she lost her job, lost her friends, had been kicked out of her parents' house, her sisters wouldn't let her stay with them, and was living in her car. A few weeks after I blew up her world, I was at home, drinking beer, smoking my cigars and really enjoying life. I was thinking about tossing a steak on the barbecue for dinner when I heard a knock on the door. Her entire family, her mother, father and both sisters were at my door, wanting to speak to me. I was concerned because her father, who was constantly calling and threatening me, showed up at my work and was waiting for me in the parking lot. They all profusely apologized about what they had done and said because of her lies. Her father told me that when they learned how they had all been manipulated and lied to, he kicked her out of his home and basically disowned her. Her sisters, both married, told me they refused to let her stay at their house, even temporarily. I asked them if they wanted to stay for dinner as I had plenty of steaks, and they accepted. This was one of the best times I had ever had with her entire family. At some time I checked my phone and found I missed a text from my ex. She was complaining about how I turned everyone against her, that she got fired, no one would help her, talk to her, and now I was stealing her family. I ruined her life and she didn't know what to do. I went back into the backyard, gave both sisters another beer, sat with her dad and finished my cigar. My life had never been better. Redditor 3, I'm always confused by this line after discovery, she has done everything I've asked them to. You asked them to be faithful. Repeatedly. For years. And if you're married, you literally asked them to pledge it, in law and or religion. So no. They did not do what you asked for? Story 2, need advice. Hello, I 26M recently caught my wife 24F texted another guys on Snapchat that including s-tinting messages as well as pictures and videos exchanged. Background, we've been together for a little over 6 years now. We only recently got married in April and everything before the marriage was fantastic. Even the first 3 months of marriage were great, but these past couple's weeks she had been acting weird. She had been super standoffish, getting annoyed at little things, not giving the same kind of kisses or showing the same affection as before. She started to use headphones on her phone to sort of ignore me, which she had never done prior. I wasn't too worried about it as I had thought it was just some kind of mood she had been in. Fast forward to today, we have Blink cameras and she arrived at home early. I hooked onto a camera to make sure she made it home safe as their motion sensor, and I heard her talking to a dude. I didn't hear much conversation and I know it's an invasion or privacy to watch, but I eventually heard her say something along the lines of "you're cute." This obviously just made me more suspicious. To top it off, we have a Snapchat streak that has survived over 1,500 days. So from time to time we use each other's phones to make sure the streak doesn't die by Snapchatting each other. The other night she had gone to bed and I was up on my desktop. I went to grab her phone to Snapchat myself back when I saw the messages between the guy and my wife. I quickly scrolled through and was just gutted. They had been messaging for weeks at least and were talking about having time and wanting to see each other. The guy lives out of state as they had been planning to see each other sometime this week. After seeing the messages I couldn't breathe or focus and was just very angry. I left and went and stayed at a motel for the night just to be able to think clearly. My question, what do I do? I still love her, but the one thing I've said is that cheating was my deal breaker. It's hard to follow through with that though, as we just got married and have a place together. A part of me wants to forgive her and work through it, A part of me also blames myself for this because I'm not sure if I did something or didn't do enough of something else, and then a part of me wants to just leave. What do I do? How do I even go about talking about this? Edit, I did leave a note on the table next to the bed that said we'll talk. I still love you, but this hurts, so I assume that she is aware that I know. Edit 2, how do I talk to her? Should I just wait at home and have her explain herself to me? Do I even talk to her? We live in the same house, so it's difficult to avoid one another. Edit 3, some are asking if she's reached out. She tried calling 10+ times after she woke up for work and was wondering where I was and saw my note. I didn't answer any of the calls because I was just so angry and emotional at the time. I'd rather talk in person. Edit 4, I do have evidence. I screen recorded the Snapchat messages and sent them to my phone. That's the only evidence I could find while trying to not be suspicious. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, you want to try and work on this while she is sleeping and planning to have time with someone only 3 months after marriage. This is supposed to be the honeymoon stage. She knows cheating is your deal breaker. You want the person you think she is. Do you really want to be with someone who is planning or having time 3 months out of marriage? Imagine you work it out and have kids and house and she does it again. You will living in a friend's house paying her and seeing your family less while the boyfriend is living in the house you are paying for. Leave now? Make sure everyone knows. Regarding the edits. Again, she knows cheating is your boundary. You have mentioned this? What she is doing is cheating. She may not have gotten her insides rearranged yet, but she is planning it. Again, only after 3 months of marriage. She is gaslighting you and treating you badly because she doesn't respect you and your marriage. She is blowing up your phone because she wants to know what is going on and how much gaslighting and damage control she needs to do. If you don't respond after a while, she will rewrite history. She will start making up stuff to justify what she is doing. You will have to be a cop and pie, and jailer for a woman who clearly doesn't respect you. If you were in your 40s, I would give you different advice. You are 26 and she is 24. All she has known is you. She wants to go out and live the rest of her 20s exploring herself. The biggest problems in dating and relationships in this time is validation, entitlement, and accountability. This guy is probably telling her how hot she is. Because she has known only you, she is telling herself she deserves this. Then she will take no accountability for her actions by gaslighting you and rewrite history where she is the victim. Runaway man. Redditor follow-up, yeah, sadly this. No one in this situation wants to believe it's just over. But the minute she started being wooed by this other dude, she was not yours anymore. It's sad that you think part of it is your fault. It's not. My wife and I have been together 14 years, married 12. Since the beginning, she said, the very thought of one of us cheating makes her sick with anxiety. I feel the same. It takes a special combination of things to follow through with it. Lack of empathy for your partner, selfishness to weigh your happiness and time-mule desires are all that matter, and cowardice, when they'd rather cheat than end the relationship out of fear of confrontation. Redditor 2, grab all the evidence. Go see an attorney today and file. Yes, file now. Talk to your lawyer about an annulment. Protect your finances. Normally, I would say sit back and play it cool, but since they are planning on meeting up, you need to squash that. Confront her and let her know you filed and she needs to leave. Let everyone know what is going on, before she creates a narrative. Go no contact and work on yourself. Lots of gym, lots of friends. At this point she will do one of two things. She will either do everything in her power to try to save this, or she will continue her shenanigans. Also, find out who AP is and blow up his world. Most importantly, this is not your fault. This is her issue. Edit: filing for divorce doesn't mean divorce, it's just the start of the process. You will need to decide how you move forward, but quite frankly, I don't know how you are this. Redditor follow-up: op, if you do anything less than this, and take her back, she'll never respect you. And who can be attracted to someone they don't respect? Redditor 3, man, I'm really sorry. She stepped out the marriage voluntarily and consciously. She doesn't love you and has never loved you. She uses you as a safety net, as a piggy bank and medical insurance. Moreover, she is ready to cheat on you physically in 3 months after the wedding. It totally sucks. Don't waste your time on her, immediately go to no communications mode and prepare the divorce papers. You are still very lucky that the marriage is just beginning and there are no children, otherwise you would face the problems of establishing paternity and unfair custody when you'll see the children 2 weekends a month. Cheaters only understand power. Act firmly and without delay. Good luck. Redditor 4, it's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. Stop thinking about this as you didn't do something right. That will make you feel like staying with her means you fixed what's wrong with you. But there is nothing wrong with you. Your wife was creating distance so she could focus on ducking someone else. Your wife has been ignoring you for someone she hasn't met. Your wife chatted, flirted, and planned to duck another guy. Your wife already set up her lies and how she will get away with it. Get back to your home. Get her phone, copy all the messages, and when she takes her trip hire a PI to follow her while you speak with divorce lawyers. If the phone is billed under your name, go to your carrier and get phone records. And again, your wife choosing to stay with you does not mean you won, or proved you loved her and she changed her mind. Your wife staying means you'll be her doormat she walks over while filled with another man's cum. Here's another thing, you both haven't been married long. What if she has been cheating on you for a long time but her original AP backed out because she married you? That can explain her sour mood. Sorry I was harsh op. But you don't deserve this, and this is all your wife's doing and does not reflect on you. Redditor follow-up: shame. There's probably no more evidence on her phone. Through the letter, she knows he knows. I'm sure she's already erased all the messages and other evidence. So it's too late to make copies. Op will never get the truth, she will lie bluntly.